Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope if you celebrate Hanukkah, I hope you enjoyed that. And for those celebrating Kwanzaa, I hope you enjoyed that as well. Well, today I decided that, coincidentally, I've been doing two rare games, Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark, but today I'm going to take a small detour to two other games made by this magnificent British company. And why? Because, of course, they have elements in their games that represent the holidays. And now we're going to start with the obvious choice, which is Donkey Kong Country Free, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble, which I'm playing through the Nintendo Switch Online service. I do have the game on the Super Nintendo, but I don't have any working controllers. And besides, you'll get better picture quality coming from the Switch than my SNES, so there's that. Hello there, Never TV viewer. I'm glad you're joining in. And again, I hope you enjoyed this presentation. But yeah, again, we're taking a little divergence from usual, and again, as much as I love rare games, this is not going to be a reoccurring thing from here on out. It's like, it just seemed like it was perfect timing. And I'm going to put in the obligatory Mary code, because that's basically, yeah, there's a little cheat code system in this game, which, oh, I need to make a save file first. And the first save file was made with me and my brother a while back, like before the Perfect Dark stream, so it's just me this time. So if you were tuning in to see me and my sibling go at, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait until next Perfect Dark stream. I would bring him over for the Banjo-Kazooie stuff as well, but technical problems on that end too. I can still play that game tomorrow, but there we go. Whoops! I named the file Mary, not the. Alright, that's okay. I can go and take care of that right away. This is not gonna be a serious playthrough. I'm just gonna see if I can play through as much of the game as possible, and yeah. Wintery Kong. Well, I do need to go and save with her, because that's super important. Do forgive me if my playing's a little sloppy here, because for some reason, you may not notice this, but I've been playing, like, my streaming equipment is far away from most of my gaming equipment. So I've been using wireless controllers to play stuff on like the 360 and whatnot, but I'm also, in the same breath, I've also been using it to play games that are not in the same room as me. And that's much fine for the 360 stuff, but for some reason one of the Joy-Cons is just does not like working too far from, and I should not have exited out. But yeah, I'm like, what is it? The 100th person that's done this since this re-release right now just came out so close to Christmas, so it seems like everybody and friends and families have done this. Play DKC3 with the May code on. But I like to too. I also made, okay. Hold on. Oh, okay. Might be like that, huh? There we go. Sorry. It just seems like it has a hard time inputting in stuff sometimes. It's not the Joy-Cons themselves. These are actually fairly new. And they work just fine. It's just that I don't often play outside of the general area of where the Switch is, which would be the living room. Like, all the newer consoles are hooked up in my living room, while the older consoles are just in my room, which is also where my streaming stuff is. Alright, enough of that. Let's go ahead and try to progress as much as we can here. Alright. There we go. And that's good old Funky Kong. And he's introducing us to Kitty Kong, who never reappeared after this game at all. Whoops. So I am a bit doofy. But hello there, Charity SM. Glad you could join in again. Right. I also keep pressing the wrong buttons. I'm used to pressing A for a lot of games, but this is a SNES game which had a different layout. Of course, again, too, it could also just be that. Alright. Well, we'll see how far we can get here. Yeah. Right, let's start Lakeside Limbo. Something that's kind of fascinating in a weird way is how, in the first and third DKC games, there's usually an explanation as to why you have a partner with you. In the first game, the Kremlings seemingly captured Diddy and stuffed him in the barrel. In this game, Funky basically dumps Kitty off on Dixie. But in the second game, you only saw both Diddy and Dixie go to the Kremling Island, and you have to get Dixie out of the barrel there, and there's never really any explanation for it. But anyways, DKC3 in general is considered the oddball of the series, largely in part because most of the team that worked on this would go on to... who worked on the first two games specifically, were busy working on the 64 for a bunch of games. And, okay. And basically this is kind of done by a B team, and it's not a bad game. It's, like, compared, like, it's still a A-quality game, but compared to the past two, I think it's a little weaker, but here's what we all came to see. This is the holiday. What the Mary Code does is that it makes all the bonus games festive. Like the ones where you have to collect a bunch of stars, you now have to collect a bunch of ornaments. And the music's also changed to come out with like a very Christmassy sounding jive, and I may or may not do a full playthrough of this in the future, who knows. But that's kind of a wait and see approach. I will note that if I have to play the game again on the Switch, which I probably will, if I do it anyways, I'm probably gonna take the Switch in here with me, because it's been fine for the most part, but it has been a small, like, if you see them acting correctly, it's because input delay, which is again because I'm playing with the Joy-Cons really, really far away from the Switch itself. Okay, you wanna see a cool trick? Oh, maybe not. And again, this is not a serious playthrough, so I'm not too bothered by it, but there you go. Kitty can bounce on water if you time it just right. And between that and being able to break, hit, like, certain cracks and whatnot, that's basically his specialty. And the mini games where you have to collect the bananas, you now have to collect presents. Yeah, it's just... this game is such an oddball in so many ways, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. The general level music is not done by David Wise like the first two games were, but were done by Evelyn Novakovic, who was another composer at Rare. The only other game she did music for was the Ken Griffey Jr.'s Winning Run game, and that music is pretty intense. Otherwise, she didn't really compose much music after that, and she mostly was kind of the voice actor for a lot of the female characters in their games, at least until Conquer's Bad Fur Day. But like the bonus music and the little locations you can visit on the map, those are still David Wise, I believe. Alright then, let's go to Don't Stop Dash. But I'm gonna have to press E though. Yeah, it's a very different feeling game, and it's still a good game. It's just, I personally... some people would argue it's better than DKC3, but... not DKC3, the first game. First DKC. And... in some ways it is, in some ways it isn't. I kind of like the presentation of the first game. It had like this nice ambience feel. Like, there's something magical about it. I don't think the later games capture it, but the later games are not bad. I'm like... I think the worst thing for me about DKC personally is the enemy design. The character design in general, like the new characters, like I'm not a big fan of Kitty and his big honking whips. I'm also not a big fan of most of the enemies. The one exception being Copter, because it's Cop. It looked like like a lot like the enemies from the other games, and I like its design, of course, and if so, that it's my username for a lot of things, including Twitch, and also is my profile picture and avatar. Okay, it's another grab all the ornaments. But I'm gonna play this for about 2 hours, and then to wrap things up, I'm gonna showcase Freezeezy Peak from Banjo-Kazooie. And with that, I'm gonna be playing the 360 version, not the 64 version, even though I do own that, because we need some sort of high quality, and I actually think for the most part the 360 version of Banjo-Tooie was not Banjo-Tooie, Kazooie. I keep talking about the sequels, not the original game, not the first games. Like, it's not a Street Fighter 2 situation. The games that came before are actually pretty decent. Sorry to anyone who was a fan of the original Street Fighter, but one thing I do not like gameplay-wise is that there's a delay to the barrels in this game when you shoot through them. And it's not a Switch thing, it's not a Joy-Con thing. That's how they acted in the original game as well. And that was not there with the first two games. In the first two games, they were instantaneous the moment you press the button. But there's a small delay here, and that can throw you off, especially if you're coming straight from the other two games. And it's like, it takes forever. I mean, it can really trip you up. Right, find the coin, which I don't think there's any cosmetic changes in this level. It's just... This is one of the trickier early ones to get, but... Again, if anybody's really interested in me doing a full playthrough of the game, I'm down for that. But... Not immediately, though. Like, again, rare games are fun, but I think I do have a limit for how much I can do when I was saying. I'm already doing Perfect Dark and Tooie, so I think next game I'll stream will be a break from that. I'm also not certain if I'm going to stream games like Conker's Bad Fur Day, not because of their content in it, whatever. I'm not afraid of that. It's Conker's Bad Fur Day is kind of more of an interactive movie in some aspects, and that's basically where most of the enjoyment really comes from, and even then it's kind of a questionable taste. Because the gameplay itself, it's not terrible, but it's kind of a means to an end, as in, you do this, watch a funny cutscene, you do this, watch a funny cutscene, which is not a bad thing in that game's context, but I don't think it makes for good streaming, at least not in my opinion. Oh, there you go. The way they handle the DK coins here is kind of intriguing in of itself, because they're usually in hard to find places in the past game, the hero coins, but in this one, they're all being held by these enemies called coins, and to get them you have to knock them out, but they block you with a little trash can shield. So what do? You have to throw a steel bell behind them or some form of fashion to actually stop them. Interesting little puzzle mechanic. I think it's a nice little thing, but another thing that's kind of for building a pair that would become prominent in the 64 days would be the indulgence of collectibles, like. And there wasn't really anything in terms of collectibles in the first DKC. I mean, there was the bananas you can get for lives and the balloons, not balloons. But, in 2, there were the hero coins, which are the DK coins, and the bonus coins, which... Not bonus coins, Supreme coins, which you can use to access the extra Lost World areas of the game. And then this one, you have basically substitutes. But you also have other things too, like the bear coins to use to buy stuff, and you also have to do all these favors for these bears here, these bear brothers, the brothers bear, to be more precise. New characters introduced here, not only here, but one of them apparently did appear in Donkey Kong 3. That's an interesting story there. But again, it's a very different experience, but it's also kind of evident of all this collectible fun that would be prominent during the games like Banjo-Kazooie and especially DK64. I am not going to be touching that one anytime soon. I don't hate DK64 as much as other people do, but that game is kind of a pain to complete. And it's doable, it's possible, but it's like, you'd be here forever. Well, I'd be here forever. Whoops, up. Can you go to the water? No, you can't put those in the water yet. Oh yeah, there's Engard. He's like the one reoccurring animal buddy throughout the original DKC trilogy. Sadly, he did not reappear in the retro-made games, which is unfortunate, but he's cool. Now we have to collect 30 stars. And you can do this with or without Engard, but Engard makes it easier because you can take out that little urchin enemy and it's a piece of cake. Alrighty then. And yeah, the animal sign prevent you from taking the animal with you. Also, in the first two games, there were moments where the Kongs themselves look like the animal, but it seems like in this one, they just only transform into it. They don't actually... I don't think they actually let them at any point. I could be wrong about that, but... Alright. Again, if I had to stream any of the Donkey Kong Countries proper, I probably would start with the first one. And probably do them in order like that. Well, maybe not in order, but again, the first one I kind of have more feelings towards. Let's see if I can make this jump. Alright. There we go. Wow, I did it. Let's go, too. Also, because I feel like I'm not going to be using like any of the save states or stuff like that that are built into the Switch Online experience. Unlike, you can argue that some games are kind of hard to play nowadays, and I think save states make them more bearable. But in a game like this, which is actually kind of already kind of meaty, like, you can argue that as time goes by, games age, and they're harder and harder to play considering advancements in technology and whatnot. And that's already kind of taken the Atari and television era, and it's starting to really overlap with the NES era. There's a couple of arcade games there that some people can find unbearable without the use of save states or rewinding and fast forwarding. There are some NES games that I think still hold up, like the Mega Man games and whatnot. SNES games, on the other hand, are less so. Largely because they started to move away from the less arcadey, a lot of old games are still built around arcade games. They're designed to basically make you spend as much money quarters as possible. And again, that methodology was applied to console games, and bit by bit, as the years pass, those elements have been being removed. And some may argue that's removing the challenge, but at the same time, it's again, it's... Similar, but this is kind of revolutionary because it was one of the more open, not the first platformer per se, but it was one of the ones that kind of had a bit of depth to it. At least back then in 1985. And then but then as you go along, you get more and more advanced platformers. But it's Side of Babylon. I'm a N64 kid first and foremost, but I also do like the occasional old school games. I have nothing against the SNES. There's a lot of cool games in the SNES. Alright. Talking less about Donkey Kong Country 3 and more about just the general state of video games, I suppose. Alright. So far, there hasn't been any real controller hiccups, and whoops. Hope I didn't mess me up for getting some. I think there might have been a... I'll go check over here. Is there a bonus? Yeah, that was a bonus right up there. I can do this. Hello, Thicker! Welcome back! I'm once again going at this crazy challenge. At least with another rare game. Right. Now I get the coin, which again doesn't have any real change to affect the holiday festivities. Whoops. Yeah, now the control's something like that, but again, that's to be anticipated. Ugh. What else does he say? I don't know. I've kind of as I said earlier, a lot of my life was kind of, video gaming life was defined by the 64, but I also would say a lot of it was defined by it itself, because I got Diddy Kong Racing, I got like Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Don't know about the rest of Rare's output because I think I only started really getting into it around the 2000s where I was on a big binge of like Rare. Like I knew about the whole buyout to Microsoft and the acquisition and whoops. But at the same time as like, oh, that new Perfect Dark and Cameo game looks cool, so I went and kind of had my mother go on a shopping spree and get a bunch of Rare games at the time. You got like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Blast Call, Jet Force Gemini, and then I got an Xbox to play Grab by Ghoulies and Conker Live and Reloaded, and then Ghoulies was kind of worth it, but Conker Remake not so much. Then I didn't really get a 360 at first, especially since, again, I was a little kid and didn't feel anything else going, but then 2008 happened. I was like, oh, a new Banjo game. I want to get that, Nuts and Bolts. And that was my Christmas present for November 2008, actually. And it's an alright game. I have my issues with it, but I wouldn't say it's the worst thing ever. I think that's the thing. For the most part, there is something to find out of some of these games. Oh yeah, that's the thing here. Ellie here, she has the cliche scared of mice thing going on. You have to either find other ways around them or, yeah, like this, or you have to take them out, like, at a distance. I lost my train of thought. There was something else I was going to discuss regarding actually there, but yeah. No, I got scared and jumped on at the same time. Whoops. That was me getting careless. That happens a lot. Yeah, again, it's also kind of extended to the game like the original Donkey Kong Country games on the... Whoops, I can't jump on that. Getting the original Country games on the SNES, but at the time, you couldn't find an actual SNES, so we got one of these, like, cheapy knockoff SNESes. And the reason I bring this up is because when we got, the first one we got, it glitched up, like, the background objects. Not the background, like, the opposite, the stuff you walk on, like... If I was playing on that, it would have been a gobbled mess. We swapped that, yeah, it kind of made the games kind of an unbearable mess to deal with, so... My mother traded in for like a better working SNES knockoff, and it went to proof. So then an actual SNES was obtained, which I still have on me. But unfortunately, the controllers not so much. Those have been busted. So here I am playing on Switch instead. Alright, does that repair? Yeah. There might be a coin nearby. And then Kong Bell. Yep, there he is. And there we go. Just... Whoops, I off-screened the bell. I'll take care of that. Steel Bells were also in the first Donkey Kong Country, but I don't think they really amounted to much. I think the most that could happen is that you could ride on top of them, but... that was a rare occurrence. Whoops. Whoops. Now I need to go get it. Alrighty then. Alright. I'm not a big fan of these Buzz enemies, not just because of the design, but they're like everywhere. They're more so than the Zingers from the previous game. I just don't like... I like cartoony cyborg bees. It's not my thing, honestly, but... Anyways, I think there's something hidden over here, and I blew it. Good thing lives are pretty easy for me to accumulate in games like this. Alright. Whoops. Just kind of lost in the train of thought. Should actually focus on getting somewhere, not just rambling on. But I do need to ramble on if I want to make this entertaining to some degree, but I don't know. I think there's been like hundreds of times I've played the original Donkey Kong Country, and even a couple of times I've played DKC2, but I've never like... I think this is like my 5th time playing DKC3, which I guess is a lot of fun in person, but it's like... I've never been to... Like, I played it like 2 times before. I think the second time was a true completionist, because you have to put on the highest difficulty to get the 400% completion. I did another cooperative playthrough with my brother a long time ago with all the Donkey Kong Country games, building up to Tropical Freeze. And then, like, I think I did one more playthrough on the Game Boy Advance version. That was a while ago, and I'm not going to be touching any... I don't have any Game Boy Advance versions of the game, so those aren't going to be seen or touched on, but... I also generally prefer the SNES versions, at least got from the visual tone. I know there's some extra features in the Game Boy Advance versions, but what can you do? Alright, that takes care of one. I got the other. Guess not. We can just go in here. Bonus time. Alright, now we're gonna have to find another coin again. Enjoy that festive music. It's pretty much the only thing that's justifying me playing this game right now. Alright, there we go. All you can get. But yeah, the middle level. I think this only popped up twice actually. I could be wrong about that, and that was dumb. Yep, that was really dumb. I should not try to have an elephant stamp out on ice. That just leads to disaster. I'm usually kind of quiet when I play games, to be honest. That's kind of why I've been... Again, I'm not perfect. I mess up a lot, even when I'm quiet, but... It's like half of me wants to discuss things, half of me wants to try to beat this. At least get as far as I can. Like, again, this is not a serious playthrough, and... Again, if anybody shows interest, I will contemplate doing a DKC run in the future. Just... let me have my fix of rare games for the time being. On a similar note, thanks to Prime Gaming, Amazon Prime Twitch in general, I now have Ukulele and its sequel, The Impossible Lair, as part of my collection. Which means that I could potentially play those in the line. I'm not gonna... Probably not soon though, especially since the good guys at DK Vine are already doing casual playthrough of the first Ukulele. There's also the matter of the fact that I have an ancient computer, I'm not gonna lie here, and while it's suitable enough for like doing things individually, like I can stream stuff, I can play games, but I can't do both at the same time because that does put a lot of strain on my computer. You can probably hear it in the background as we speak, and it's kind of a practicality thing. I have to do some outside trickery if I wanted to play some PC games on one of these streams. Which is doable, but... Again, that's gonna have to wait for another time. Alright. I think I got this. Ellie's, like, to my knowledge, the only... Like, she's one of only 2 animal buddies introduced in this game, and she doesn't really reappear. I think she's in the Donkey Konga games. Like, of all the places, you bring her back in the Donkey Konga games. But it's kind of an interesting phenomena, but... Right. Have to keep getting bells. At least there's no explosives everywhere yet. That would be a mess. I got one. Not anyone over here, so... Alright. Fun fact, when me and my brother were trying this out the other day, before the Perfect Dark stream, we skipped that level because I knew about there's a little shortcut there near the beginning of the game that we just choose to use because we were just kind of giving this a test roll. Oh yeah, and here's Spanky Kong. You remember him as the flashy quiz show host in Donkey Kong Country 2. Now here, he's the carnival balker, and he's offering us a mini game where we have to hit targets in a game against Cranky Kong. The type of game differs, but it's really kind of a matter of head-to-head. You have to hit the target more times than Cranky. Race 25, you have to hit 25 before Cranky does, and I forgot what endurance is. Let's do endurance. The longer you last, the bigger the prize. So yeah, and this is what Cranky is, at least as far as the SNES version of Donkey Kong Country 3. And the GBA version, he has his own martial arts dojo where he'll fight you, and I better pay attention if I want to win this. Yeah, gotta make sure I last long enough. Like, the longer I last, the better the prize I'll get. Alright, you can do this. Those look like crab traps on the... and I lost. Something I think is a little cheeky and probably not recognized by a lot of people is that the little losing theme from this game was repurposed to be part of Candy's theme in Donkey Kong 64, which is again kind of interesting because I think they have different composers, because they have even another couple doing the main music for this, and David Wise doing the side music, which I'm assuming is also the music in this minigame section. But DK64 music was done by Grant Kirkhope, and it's very interesting to hear, but let's do head-to-head. I don't think I recall playing the versus the endurance part that much. Alright, this is where the delay might harm me. Yeah, it's doing a really bad job right now. I'm just too slow. Alright. Alright, let's do this. Do this. And I lost. Oh, woe is me. Probably not gonna miss this minigame, all things considered. Because I don't want to risk wasting time for one, and I don't want to keep losing him. Ugh. Here's Belcher. Probably one of my least favorite first bosses in a DKC game in general. In fact, I think I contributed to a little poll on... a little poll on DK by itself, which we should be announcing later today, actually. Well, I went on about, whoa! That's never happened before. Like, he usually waits until... Hey, not this time, I guess. I don't know what changed. But yeah, basically it's a matter of pushing one person to the other side before they do the same to you. In this case, you got break these barrels, hit the little knick-knack, and then throw it into Belcher's mouth to make him fall backwards. It's a simple concept, but it's kind of annoying. I never really lost to him, but he's one of the more unconventional first bosses, at least as far as like a rare game goes. So he's not the lowest on my list. I think the lowest would have to be Conga from Banjo-Kazooie. I don't think you can really consider him a boss, but... And the highest would be Pompey the Presumptuous, the giant Viking seal from Tropical Freeze. And that was an incredible boss fight for several reasons, but... Anyways, making good progress, but we're now in the second world, and we're doing Barrel Shield Bust Up. What's kind of interesting is that this kind of revisits the whole nature aspect the first DKC kind of did, but with a different spin, because there were levels that took place in tree tops in the first game, but they never took place inside the trees themselves. Also, as I've said before, I think Evelyn's music is Evelyn's music, I should say. It's silly. Evelyn's music is got a very dark flair to it compared to like the more atmospheric takes of David Wise, and the more cartoony, bouncy music of Kirkhope, to make any comparison. And it's not just showcased here, but it's also in that Ken Griffey Jr. game, which is a bit of a wild time. I don't have it, and I don't know if I'm going to play it. The only reason I care about it all is rare. And it's one of the games I guess Nintendo made them do. Like, they had the rights to make King Griffey games for the SNES. It's like, oh, we have this British company that uses, like, fancy silicon graphics with Donkey Kong and Killer Instinct. Let's have them make a game with let's have them make a baseball game with those graphics. What's funny is that the music, for the most part, is kind of restricted to the menus. It doesn't actually play anything in the game. It's pretty silent, but it's like really, really, I don't know. It's kind of a shame she didn't get to do much more at her tenure at Rare. Because, well, at least not much music composing. She was basically like every female character, at least as far as the 64 era goes, was her. Tootie, Joanna Dark, Wumba, Vela from Jeffress Gemini. It wasn't until Conquest by Freddy with Louise Ridgway, she voiced all the female characters in that game, and then during the Xbox era, they actually had different voice actors. There's still staff, as like, I don't know, I forgot who, it was never the developer that voiced Amber and Grab by the Ghoulies. That's Halloween, this is Christmas theme, this is like, there's not much holiday. They made a lot of Christmas cards with the characters they did, but not much in terms of like holiday themed levels, at least not December themed holidays. Again, I'm not playing this more seriously than I would be, because, and it's probably a good thing too, because I would fail spectacularly at it. But what I mean is that, again, if I come back to the site, I'll play it more seriously, with a better setup, but for now, I'm just gonna have a casual breeze through, and, yep, here's the bonus bell, and let's see it. And welcome back, Commander Root. It's good to see you again. I hope you like the big rare bonanza that's been going on my channel the past month or so. Okay. This is going to be a little trickier since I have to deal with these, look what they're called. Yeah, I'm not, like, I can remember a lot of the names of the enemies from the first two DKCs, but not so much the third one, and that kind of shows you how much I like the enemies from this game. They all looked, most of them look pretty terrible. Again, except for my namesake. That's the only good enemy design in the game, in my opinion. Like, I think everything else, even the bosses, are atrocious. Alright. I also miss the special jingles that would happen when you would end the level in DKC 2, like Diddy would pause boombox, or Dixie would pause her guitar, but nothing that fancy is here. Oh, what's this? It's Wrinkly Kong playing the Nintendo 64. And she's playing a game. The music sounds very, very familiar, but not quite. Like, but yeah, I think DKC3 came out around, like, the month before or during the 64's launch, and this is basically, not to sound condescending, but this is basically table scraps for those who didn't get 64, I suppose, but, gotta do this. There's a good reason to do the race here, so I'm not gonna, no. Nope. Of all the times to have the lag issues with the controller, now's not it. Now's really not it. I don't want to have to cut things off prematurely because I have a bad setup. Well, anyways, there's a time limit going on, and what you have to do is you have to basically get to the end fast enough if you want to progress farther in the level. And the timer does not stop when you get hurt. Good to know. Gonna try to make it as fast as I can. That's gonna be a tall order, but I just have to beat the time, and then Don't know if I'm gonna do a level normally, but I am gonna try to. No, 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 no. Please, 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 please. Okay, go down here. I save my time. I'm too lazy to get the DK bell, and I suffered for it. Oh boy. Again, I forgot. I think it was 1 minute and 20 seconds. But I have to do this if I want. Okay, it's 1 minute and 15 seconds. Okay. Kitty's little bounce thing would help here too, but again, I'm fighting against the controls here. It's not because the controls themselves are that terrible. It's just because I have to worry about input lag. Because silly me. Joy-Cons aren't meant to be played this far away from the console of origin, I suppose. Ah! I don't think I'm gonna make it. If I don't make it, I'm not gonna get to the boss of this level. That sucks. Or maybe it's a bonus area. Again, I should just not stress myself out too much with this. Just try to do... Ah! Okay, let's go. Ah! Great. Fail extravaganza. Really great. Alright. Let's just keep going at it. The funny thing is, too, is that this mostly affects the right Joy-Con. The left Joy-Con's kind of been working like a charm. The one with the control pad, but the right one, which I recall correctly houses the more complex stuff, is the one that, oh. I'm having issues with. And again, it's not like it's because anything bad happened. It's just because I'm playing far away from my Switch. Well, if I playing far away from my Switch, this wouldn't be happening, but dang it. Well, that might help me anyways. I'm... What? What got me? Like, I don't know what got me there. It's so confusing. Like, was there a buzz hanging up there that I didn't see? Wow. Alright. Let's have another crack at this. Right. Again. Okay, that's not good, but... Because the time doesn't freeze when you get or lose a Kong. And again, I'm not... Like I said, if I had better circumstances, I'd probably be playing a bit better here, but... That's the rules. Yep. Too slow. But, again, this isn't a serious playthrough, this is just me going through the game because it's Christmas. Why not? And squeals on wheels. I think that's what those enemies are called anyways, the squeals. But yeah, now we gotta take out a whole lot of them to actually progress in the stage. But, alright. Oh no. Up until this point, I wasn't having any severe issues with the delay on the controller, but now I am, and it's starting to freak me out. Like, I want to just play my little cartoony game about monkeys, gorillas, Kongs, and just have an okay time. But if I do anything that involves pressing the buttons on the right Joy-Con, then things get sticky. Alright. Alright, we can do this. Yeah, this is one big... I will say I think DKC3 has a bit more emphasis on puzzle platforming compared to the first two games, which is not inherently a bad thing, it's just a bit different. I can't say it's clunky because, again, most of the issues are on my end here. It's not that atrocious. I think the only real gameplay issue, as I said before, was the delay input on going to the barrel cannons. Alright. Now let's just take it forward. Might need this for something. Okay, maybe not. Okay, let's get that guy. Right. And on the bonus room. Let's check it out. Collect 20 stars. Alrighty then, let's do it. And yeah, I can't take out these squeals, but... Okay, there we go. You may as well do as many of these bonus stages as possible. That's what justifies the Mary code and by proxy everything going on today. Alright. Alright. I think the squeal in the wheels always down permanently. We'll see. Alright. Got him. Get the checkpoint. Got another one. Oof. Well, I will say right now that these streams have been a learning lesson for me in general since, again, this is I'm relatively new to the scene. But, I've learned that I need to probably do some readjusting to my consoles, at least my newer ones, in preparation for future streams. Again, I probably would be playing this on my SNES if not for the controller issue. And I was planning to do so before they announced the re-release of this, and yeah. Oh boy. Again, the delay from the Switch is what's gonna do me in. Not gonna have these issues with Banjo-Kazooie, I can tell you that much. Okay, Long Kong. Like, you can't go far with Dixie playing Kitty, but you can if Kitty's the one playing Dixie. Something I always kind of found kind of twistedly amusing is the original advertisements for this game. So, this game is called Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. And clearly Dixie's supposed to be the lead character, and Kitty's supposed to be a tag-along. That's kind of the thing with the games, and at least you got to hear the favorable version of the Christmas jingle. But the point being is that Dixie's supposed to be the star of the game. However, the original North American commercial for the game was like, it's Donkey Kong Country 3, starring Kitty Kong. And just went out of its way. It wasn't even just the fact that I was trying to focus the attention on Kitty, it was also the fact that they even obscured, blurred out the subtitle of the game. Because it was a bit, back then, and I guess it's still somewhat prevalent to this day, they were afraid to market games with women in them. It took stuff like Tomb Raider for that to actually become a thing. But, and that's kind of a shame too, because I don't think gender matters when it comes to what type of game you have. Because if that was the case, then like I wouldn't have bothered with like Mischief Makers, and that's one of the greatest gems to be found on the 64. That might be my next go-to game, perhaps, after I'm done with either one of the other games I'm currently playing. Well, maybe not Perfect Dark, but that's a secret. But after 2, maybe Mischief Makers will be the next game I tackle. Be a nice little change of pace, too. Because, oh boy. this is the last mill level of DKCP. I could be wrong, but we'll just have to put this far and find out. Oh, there's nobody over here. Okay. Ow! Silly little rats. It's kind of funny that the Jennifer films also kind of reinforces the fact that Dixie has pink while Kitty is wearing blue, which are the stereotypical colors for boys and girls. I'm not trying to like have a big discourse on like gender politics on games, but it's just kind of like a fascinating insight into. I don't think this was the case for the game. Like I said, I don't think this advertisement was the case for the game in other countries, and I think it was not existing by the time of the Game Boy Advance release. So there's that, but it's just kind of glaring when you look at the original advertisement for this game. It's like they were really afraid to address Dixie's importance, and it's like, and well, from a game perspective, you basically pick whoever you want to play for the most part. I have no personal preference. I do kind of prefer Dixie a bit more, but that's just because I like. That's kind of funny that in the context of like the games as a whole, she was technically the slow character of DKC2. Diddy was the fast one, but since Diddy's absent in this game, she becomes the fast one by default, and it's the much slower Kitty who becomes the slow one. Oh, I picked it up again. Alright, down I go. Whee! Oh no! I think a little rat thing got me somehow down there. Oh great. If I didn't know better, I swear this mill was stationed somewhere in Chicago, Illinois. Maybe Area 51 for that matter. No, this is far up north. It's not either of those. I'm just projecting my resentment towards certain stages elsewhere right now. Also, kind of a heads up, I'm a bit of a jack of all trades when it comes to games in general. I'm not gonna usually pick one particular genre and stick with it. Like, I might do a first-person shooter, I might do a platformer, I might even do puzzle games, etc., etc. But that's kind of the thing, though. I'm not gonna stick to any. Like I said, the red games right now is kind of a coincidental thing. I was gonna do DKC Free because of it was Christmas, and I was gonna do Perfect Dark because of the new game coming out. And I just picked Banjo-Kazooie because I thought that was a pretty fun game to start with. But other than that, I'm gonna, as I said before, I'm gonna take a break from the red games and probably work on do something else afterwards. But okay. Something I would like to showcase, but I don't know if I can right now, it would be like the first Donkey Kong Land, actually. Because the Game Boy Land games, which are basically the counterparts to the SNES games, they're kind of an interesting story. Like, the second game is probably the one that's the closest to being like a port of the game it's based on. In this case, it's basically Game Boy version of Donkey Kong Country 2. Land 3, which is this one's adaptation, has different level design and some different properties, so it's not. So in a way, it's kind of like an expansion pack. The first Land game, on the other hand, had unique levels and enemies and bosses and everything, and it's probably the most unique experience. Unfortunately, because it uses it was the first game made, it has a lot of glitches and bugs that, again, it's playable, but compared to the later two games, which are more polished, it's a bit of a drag because of that. But it's either you play a game that has unique content but bad gameplay and bugs, or you play games that are basically copying what was done on the home consoles, but are much better in terms of every other aspect. And now we have Perry the Parallel Boat following us. He's basically kind of an... Okay, can I do this? Basically, the whole point of him is that you need to scroll him to that sign so you can get a special reward out of him, which can be 1-ups, it could be a bonus level, it could be all sorts of things. But you can't... And you can take out small enemies, but parry is not good against the buzzes, which are basically once per level with the exception of the very first level you do. I think they're maybe a level afterwards. And then there's a porcupine looking thing here. Again, I can't be bothered to remember most of the names of the enemies. It's like, okay, Donkey Kong Country 1. You got critters, you got claptraps, crushers, clumps, armies, neckies, I'm trying to remember, naughties, let's see, slippers, rock crocs, okay, DKC2, okay, maybe I don't remember the enemies as much. But, now I have Squawk, who's been there since the first Donkey Kong Country, but has been playable from DKC 2 onwards. And basically, he can spit out nuts and fly, which is useful. And he's also going to take us to a bonus level. So, what's going to happen here? Grab 15 bananas. Alright. Shouldn't be too hard. Well, maybe it is with the buzzes flying around. Ah. Alright. Let's see. Whoops. Alright. What else do I have to say? I don't know, I'd be more talking if it was like something like, it was technically part of my childhood, but my late childhood, so to speak. Not so much like I grew up with games like, whoops. I grew up with like the Banjo games, but not so much the Donkey Kong Country games, at least not to an extent. I should be able to go back down there and do the game again, that's no biggie. Yeah, I'll just go down here and do it again. That's the bit I appreciate with the bonus games here. If you can fail them, as long as you know if the game wasn't terribly tough, then it shouldn't be too hard to re-enter them and try again if you fail. I'm glad the controls are working now, but it's like they didn't want to work where I need them to work the most. And now that I say that, watch the controls stop to act up again. It's not the Joy-Con drift or anything. I've had that happen to me, but that's not good. But again, these are fairly new Joy-Cons. And, again, that's not an issue yet. And even if it is, I have the tools to fix it if that happens. But, there we go. We got another bonus coin, which... The coin's usage in this game is, again, accessing the extra levels, but you can't even get access to those until fairly late into the game, so... Not pointless, but it's kind of like, you have to wait a little bit to reap the rewards of those, so... Alright. Okay, jump. Jump. And that's what's kissing me, the delayed... That wasn't delayed, that time I jumped into it because I thought it was going to be delayed. Whoops. Alright. Let's keep going at this. And it's only been nearly an hour. And I didn't get a checkpoint. Oh wow. Again, the controls are being more problematic than they need to be right now, but yeah, I jinxed it earlier when I said they were. That's okay though, at least next time I'll know better than to do that. To be honest, I remember having similar problems with the Wii U, but that's gonna be a nightmare if I ever do a Wii U game, but fortunately most of them are pulled elsewhere now, so maybe not. Alright. Don't know if I want to buff with Bitcoin or not. Something I do appreciate here is that, unlike DKC2, it seems to progress in the collectibles, at least as far as bear coins and the like go. Because you had to collect silver coins in DKC2 to, like, pay for saving. And once you restart the game file, the coins you got would just vanish. which means you'd have to play a level and at least get 2 coins to save your progress. Which is a bit counterintuitive, because in the first and third games, it basically just saves, like, it saves whenever you get to a save point, but you have to pay to save in the second game, which isn't that much of a much of a trouble in that game, more specific, but at least it could be worse. It could be like Double Dragon Freeze arcade game where you had to pay for where you had to basically pay actual money to get far in the game. And I don't mean like pay for lives, I mean like literally pay to get upgrades for your character. Kind of like a predecessor to DLC and modern games. Though it's a little forgivable in that case if it's in regards to like, oh. Yeah, here's the controls. The Switch Joy-Con controls missing it. I'm a little more forgiving of DLC depending on the context. Like if it's being done after the game's fully made, like if it's one thing, but if it's like day 1 DLC, then I kind of have a bit more problem with that because it kind of feels like we could have put that in the base game. But oh well. I'm not here to make comments on the gaming industry. I'm here to fail at video games, I suppose. Alright, so like, yeah, I'm kind of like mashing the A button here. And again, the control itself looks just fine otherwise. Like if I was sitting right next to the Switch itself, I would not be having these issues. But again, I had to make things extra tricky for myself. But again, it's not like it helps that the Switch is pullable in of itself. So if I really need to play on a better, I can just unhook it and. But I can't hook it up to the TV that way. Yeah, I'm just rambling on, saying nonsense. I wonder. Can't do it up here. Okay, now I can't do it at all. And now I just have to hope that the right Joy-Con wants to work. It does now, but a little too little too late, but oh well. What am I complaining about? Alright. Get past this little porcupine guy. Check out up here. Ah. Right. Check out this or not because woe is me. Feels like I'm playing Resident Evil Outbreak. Right. Which way is the rails going again? I am really just... oh boy. Shouldn't be so salty. I mean, it's like I don't have anything personal against the game itself, and like I said, it's just the whole connection thing, really. Anyway. Like I said, it's purely a right Joy-Con thing. The left Joy-Con is working just fine, but again, I also know that the right Joy-Con has the more intensive stuff going on in it, so... now you want to go over there. Alright. Just go in here? Yeah, I can just go in there. Alright. Let's see how much of this game I can actually get done within the span of 2 hours. I'm definitely not going to beat it in one setting. I might even get the normal ending, but it'd be nice to see how far I can get. This is also a reminder. I also kind of jumped the gun here too, because normally I do play test things a little, maybe not the games themselves, but the hardware to see how they work, and I knew I could have my Switch display on my computer, but I didn't check to see how the inputs of like the wireless controls I have would be. And again, this is a non-issue if I was out there, but Alright. Gotta jump up there, Dixie. Alright, there we go. And we can get Kitty back. I don't care for Kitty, but I want some reassurance that I'm gonna at least get through somehow. Alright, don't need that. Yes, I don't think we do. Alright. What's down here? A bonus bell! Let's see if we can... Here we go, let's be merry again. Because that's what we need to be right now. Merry, it's Christmas after all. We don't need to be a Scrooge today. Let's collect all the ornaments in time. And it's just the perfect thing for Dixie to do, and I bungled it up. Maybe I can still do this. And I just about missed it. That is basically my story when it comes to the games right now. Alright, let's have a go. Try again. Alright, jump. Jump. Probably gonna have to go back and get it anyway, so let's just... Okay. There we go. I like how the music speeds up if you're running out of time. It's been there since DKC 2, but it's always been a nice little touch. It's ensuring without making things overly bombastic. Alright, I'm near the end of the level. I think we missed the coin, but that's okay. This is purely a simple run through for the holidays. Alright. Flash's cabin, which I can try to ignore right now because I failed miserably in the race level. Alright. Kinda like the aesthetics here. That was a bit convoluted to just skip that, but whatever. Alright, now I'm gonna be Ellie. And she has another specialty that... Oh, well, that's not a specialty. The controller delay. Whoops! I guess we're not gonna show it right away. But at least with like my failures in Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dark, I can really say that's been me for the most part. But here it's like I'm lucky if I can make any sort of movement now. Like, alright, jump, jump, magic jump, jump, magic jump. And that was my fault there, because I have full movement over the directions. But yeah. Is nonsensical. I have full control over directions. I don't have full control over actions like jumping. That just seems to be a bit of a crapshoot right now. But this will be my lesson for this stream. Play Switch games as close as possible to streaming stuff whenever you can. But yeah, Ellie's specialty here is that she can use the L button to suck up water and R to spit. But compared to like other abilities, which are already situational to begin with, hers is especially situational. And there's these little nibblers in the pond that will bite you if you get in, as you can see. And basically you have to, you gotta deal with that in your own unique way. Like usually by, okay. There you go. Let's do another bow stage, this time with the elephant. Find the coin! Alright, where are we gonna find the coin this time? And am I gonna find the coin? We'll see. Right, just drop that down here. Just toss it all the way over there, which you can't see it. And it just vanished. That's okay. Yeah, I think we got this. Or not. Whoops, excuse me. And I think I just blew my chance of getting that, but whatever. Or maybe not. Or maybe I did. Well, this is much more exhausting than I thought it would be, but Again, you just learn from your mistakes. Alright. We have that. Hope that I am able to jump. Press B. At first I thought it was interference from my computer, but now it just seems like it can't decide whether or not it wants to connect to the thing at all. Alright. Let's try again. Alright, that's a good sign. I'm not being able to press anything. Alright, let's try that. Let's try this. Yep, delayed reaction, which is not a good thing. Okay, jump on that! Oh boy. I did not want to get stuck here, I really did not. Right. I might have to do something crazy, but... Alright, now are you gonna behave? The good Joy-Con controller and pick up the signal from over here? Alright. Now she seems to be doing the trick so far, so let's just hope it stays up and let's hope that I actually do well. Alright. I believe those things are called booty birds, because they usually have booty within it. And they also seem to have big booties as well, so... Alright, let's try this again. Alright, find the coin. And let's not fail this time. Alright. Let's try this. And there we go! Yeah, I'm doing a lot better when I actually think I have complete control over my controls, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna set some order for now. And yeah, I got the second TNT bell to take out these buzzers, because the red ones are immune to most attacks except for TNT bells. Probably should not have done that, but oh well. And as you can see from that one bonus game, you can use the bells as platforms in the water, which is a nice mechanic I wasn't in the other games. Excuse me. I just had a big Christmas feast involving my own take on taco pie. With made a vegetarian taco pie of sorts. It was made with impossible meats, and I think like for just one person, I think I made a bit too much. But yeah, plenty of leftovers for a bit of holidays. Oh, is that water safe to go in? It is. Unfortunately, Ellie can't swim down woods, but she can at least do stuff like this. Can I put one in at a time? Yeah, I can. That's okay. That's not okay. I don't want to fill it that far. But yeah, now that things are going a bit more smoothly now, I actually feel much better about this. There's definitely a secret down here. I just don't know how to get to it. And I could probably take out the... Yeah, I believe there's a secret you can get to down there, which... Oh, and not disappeared. Lovely. Oh well. And yeah, there's definitely a secret down there. Well, yeah, you have to use those guys to get to it. And there we go! Don't know what the thing over there is, but at least we got to this bonus bell. Right. Slow down. Switch can't fix that, because this is a direct emulation of SNES software. Alright. Can I have one steel bell at a time? You can have like 2 wooden bells out, I suppose. There you go. Nope. Not getting me yet. I hate those pink crimps, that's what they're called. Okay, I actually know more about the DKC enemy names than I thought, but not too much. But basically, this game's equivalent to claptraps, and I think they're kind of ugly. Like, but ugly Martians ugly. That's how bad they are. If you haven't seen that show, good for you. One of the worst kids cartoons ever made for the people. Right. Whoops. Oh no, no. Whoa. So now it feels like the directional parts are doing this, but I could be wrong. Alright. Okay. Yeah, when I'm not struggling with the Joy-Cons, this is actually a pretty fun experience. Okay. So now we actually get to do the boss, which is Eric's ambush. The boss itself is named Eric, and he actually has a pretty cool boss theme in the GBA version. I think he's a better boss than Belcher was, but alright, here we go. Whoops. Oh, he's gonna do that now. I don't know why, but I always get a weird impression of like a stop-motion creature from Eric. He was made of the same computer graphics everything else is, but his movements and the stuff he does, again, it looks like something more of a stop-motion creature than it is computer animated creature, I suppose. You can easily see somebody creating Eric with plasticine and whatnot. Ah. I'm doing poorly. Boss is a little easier to deal with Dixie. Kind of a little tricky with Kitty because you have to hit his face. And again, the controller hiccups are coming back, which is not a good thing. But let's try again. I'm gonna keep Kitty out just because I'm kind of saying my specific guy. And yeah, that's probably not a good thing to do. But that was my fault that time. I got hit by his legs. Alright. Okay. Yeah, because Dixie has a easy time because he just has to jump up and then just do this and you can hit Eric. I think that's... Speaking of the soundtrack, I personally think the Game Boy Advance soundtrack is very hit and miss. They realized how to result to a lot of sampling. I keep thinking about it. They had to result to a lot of resampling of like stock audio tracks, and that really dampens it, especially if you know as much. But I will say that the boss music, or at least the boss music for Eric and a couple of other bosses in the game, are probably like some of the better tracks. Kind of helps that there's an actual high quality version of it that was made for like E3 presentations, oddly enough. So much, but again, it's kind of like, oh no, oh no. Now I think both Joy-Cons are starting to do it. That would be dreadful. Again, it's good that I'm so great at committing lives at the very least, not so much actually beating this game. And I can see a lot of my DK Environment peeps are playing Animal Crossing right now. Perfectly fine. I like Animal Crossing. It took a while for me to get back into it though, but I like it. Alright. Like, I spade is being kind of, that's my fault. Like, the little spit he spews out looks like green clay balls to me. Again, it's all to be graphics, but I don't know, it's just something about the way this Eric looks in his anime. It just looks peculiar to me. I'm gonna stick with Kitty because I think he's not a good fit for this match, and that's part of it. I want to cause some trouble. I also want to try to hit him before he hits me. Okay. I got this. And I keep missing. At least I'm not dying anymore. I said as I'm about to die. There you go. Okay, this is much easier if you have Kitty at the helm. Not Kitty, Dixie. Now I'm doing it too. No better than the commercials though. Yeah, it's not a good idea to throw the barrels when he's doing the spit stuff. Because he can actually miss you up there. Okay, I think I got this time. Just gotta play a bit more carefully. Just hide over here. These little clay balls won't get me. Right. Just keep hopping. And I'll not jump. Right. I think that was me that time. I think I miscalculated. I fell off before I could jump. Alright. And that's him defeated. And instead of giving you a coin, he gives you a patch. A patch for what? For Mr. Patch and Tui. No, it's for another vehicle, actually. Because in order to best father, you actually have to upgrade your vehicle to reach new worlds. You have to take the items found back to Funky, and he'll patch up something up to give you more ways to maneuver around the world map. So the kind I'm using is out of all the things to carry over from this game, it was Funky's design here. With the tank, with the wife beater, the tools, the boots. Whoops, oh, that's right. That's the only thing, like that aspect of Funky's design was used by Nintendo after Rare left. And so every game afterwards uses his DK64 design. Not his design from the first two games, not his DK64 design, but the one from arguably the weirdest, maybe weird's a bit too weirder way to describe it, but like the oddball of the series. I can't access the Lost World right now with this motorboat, but I think it's a little clunky and cumbersome, so let's just go ahead and explore some Mechanos. And we'll go into the Fireball Frenzy, the first industrial type level in this area. I generally like the track here. I think this is actually... Oh no, I always kind of like the industrial themed levels in the Donkey Kong games. They always have like the best type of music. And I just fell into a bout of boiling molten goo, and oh goody. Alright. Let's not get into this again. But yeah, like you have the creepy vibe, but it's kind of like different in each game. Like again with Rise it's atmospheric. With Nova Kovic there's like a dark electronics feel to it, and then with Rise it's got like this creepy pseudo lullaby feel with the frantic factory of DK64. Whoops. And you got those weird owl things, which I think... No, I forgot what they're called. Like, of course I did, because I don't care much for the enemies, and I'm just bumping into stuff because I didn't plan far ahead enough with my streaming. Oh well, I got like 40 minutes or so to keep going at this. But no, next time, if I do touch DKCP again in the future, it's going to be in a much better environment where I won't have, like, nasty wireless connection issues with my controls. Again, it's the same issue with the Wii as well. There just seems to be a weird issue with wireless Nintendo controllers, but... Alright. Now we're having this again. Alright, feel that way. I can still play the game, I don't need to be one for one. Alright. I do kinda dislike how the sound effects from these lava ball guns are kind of drowning out the music in some spots. I understand there's only so many sound channels you can have on the SNES, but it really does kind of take away from it sometimes. I don't think it's that bad. I think DKCP was the worst about that in regards to the sound mixing, which is a shame because you have otherwise pretty good music tracks playing. Alright, don't need to go over here. More bear coins would be nice though. You do need those. Alright. And again, I could just use the rewind or the save state features to help my butt of a mistake, but no, I don't want to play it that way. I want to play it classically. Okay. Nice. I was all hinged on the controls button. And I did not know it was down there. That was my fault. I was shooting on there. I thought there would be a platform down there. But yeah, let's go from the gritty industrial music to the Kitty Holiday thing. And then we'll go. This is the first time I squid in this game. He comes from Donkey Kong Country 2, and the right Joy-Con decided I didn't want to do anything right now. And I want to go and do the mini game again, so yeah. So I like being Squitter. I don't want to be Squitter. Besides, you can do stuff with his platforms that I don't know. He's a lot more fun and other ways to play as, in my opinion. Simply because of how flexible he can be with his webs like that. But well, he would be normally, but I'm using long distance Joy-Con playing, so. Ugh. Okay. Okay. He can control the trajectory of his webs too, which is a nice bonus. Alright, just shoot, shoot, shoot. Get rid of the nasty beads. This whole level is kind of like Nicolas Cage's nightmare. This whole game specifically. Like, imagine if Nicolas Cage, his Wicker Man persona anyways, was in the Northern Hemisphere with all the buzzes everywhere. And then, like, these things, he'd be like, how'd I get burned? How'd I get burned? Ugh. That's not how you do a remake of a horror movie, and this is not how you do a good playthrough of a SNES game. One way or another I was going to have controller issues, it's just that the SNES controller I had, if I recall correctly, it doesn't have a functioning start or select button, so I wouldn't be able to switch between Dixie and Kitty, and I wouldn't be able to do the certain tricks to get to certain parts of the level. So it's kind of a pick your poison thing. Because this would be functional otherwise, again, if not for the fact that I made the mistake of hooking my Switch up outside of my streaming area, my streaming room. Alright. This is doable. I know I got this far, I would have set some more Chargeman Ken music to play while I suffered. But I wasn't dead. I didn't know if I was going to go here or not this time, so this is that's something. But maybe next time. Grab 15 bananas. And don't get burned to death by those things. The I forgot what they were called. Yep. Nice. Nice. That was on me. I got too impatient. Unless I got the letter N. Alright, let's have a go at this again. Alright, come on. There we go. Let's see if this comes up a bit better. Alright, let's grab 15 bananas. And let's hope we don't screw up. Alright. Let's just... don't... Yeah, don't... Stop work, please. I am kind of like... It's become less about trying to do things in the game, more so is just trying to have basic controls. Ugh. Alright. No. Alright. Alright, we go this way. Over the lava. Here, and I believe... Yep, there's a coin up there. So where's the bell? It's over here. Whoops. Whoops! I jumped the gun on that. Good thing it respawned. Oh well, I still do what I came to do, and bonk. There we go. Alright, let's just go through. Hope that the controls behave long enough for me to endure this. They should. Alright, go up here. Basically have to do the same pattern, except higher now. Right. Still not all to do. This is a bit more trickier, but yep. Got the letter G. That spells Kong. Gotta go through this. And voila! That's the first industrial level of the Mechanos done. Alright. Bazooka's Barracks. I think we could actually do something with him. I could be wrong. We need to showcase one of these brothers bears off, probably. Yep, look at the bazooka. From the Crimean War, apparently. Oh no, we're not going to be able to do anything from yet. We need to go get a giant cannonball. And here's the first pipe level, and these always have some weird gimmick to them. At least, I don't know about the first one, but yeah, it does. This is the obligatory rush level, the minecart or roller coaster level, as it was in the previous games. But here it's like a sled. Now it's a sled, which has different quirks, and I just missed a bonus in. I'll just say I did that on purpose. Yeah, I did that on purpose because I wanted to see the bonus area. Alright, let's have another crack at this. Right. Don't have much to say about these. I just not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the pipe levels in general. Because I always have some sort of thing going on with them, and nothing big going on here, but whoops. But later on, they have like inverse controls. Well, underwater, they have inverted controls, high gravity, all sorts of things. Basically, if there's a pipe level, there's a gimmick to it. But the sledding thing's not even exclusive to the pipe level, so there's that. And then there's Joy-Con delay, which, again, is a marvelous thing. Alright. Let's get going and let's... Alright. So far so good. Let's see if you can push forward. And... probably not. There you go, we got to the bonus stage. Which is bash all the baddies. Can we do that? We'll see. Boing. Boing. Got him. Got him. Got him! No! I missed that one! And that was my fault too. I was too slow on the draw there. That was not delay at all. That was strictly me. And that was strictly me too, because I'm too distracted by everything going on right now. Alright. I'll just have another one to go to if I decide I'm not liking, don't want to be stuck here. Again, it's really the controls that are ruining my enjoyment of this game, and like I said, if not for the weird delays I've been having, I would not be so grumpy right now. Alright, let's try this again. There you go. Let's see if we can make it this time. Alright, let's bash the baddies. Right? Oh, that was too early. Alright. Got Dixie back. And I got bumped hit by that. And he just flies out of here. Nice, to continue pit bell. Which are not down the highest difficulty, but again, that's probably going to be for the saved for the run proper. Oh, there's a hidden bell down there beneath one of those segments. I just don't remember which. Maybe it's not so hidden. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. But let's try this again. I do kind of like, too, how the music doesn't just reset from the beginning once you redo a stage. It actually resumes from a set point, which is kind of unusual, but nice little change of pace. Was it this one? No. Was it the one? It wasn't that one. I'm going to just... Now I'm killing myself because I'm so curious as to where the bonus bell is. Alright. Oops. Too early on that. Or too late, I should say. Right. Just go that. Jump over this. Jump over this. Jump over that. This one? No, it was not that one. Incredible. Good thing I set up all those lives, huh? Alright, back to the drain pipe we go. Right, let's skip Dixie. Not get hit by the buzzes. Right. Up. Up. Got the end. Whoops. Whoops, that was a close one. Right. So this one? No, I think I felt... I think it might have been that one, but I'm not so sure. I am so klutzy. Alright, let's keep going at it. Whoops, jumped too late on that one. Alright, let's just focus on getting out of here. Probably should have gotten Dixie, but oh well. Okay, it wasn't that one. I am just getting so and so careless. Alright. Demolition drain pipe is a go. Let's get a move on. Yep. Let's we can do this. I hope we can anyways. Right. Let's get Kitty back. Right. Jump over this. Whoops. Time to pulley there. Okay, I am just so intrigued by these little potholes that I'm making absolutely no progress whatsoever. Alright. The more I look at it, the more that looks like a giant skate more than a sled. Maybe it's just my brain playing tricks on me. But, yeah, I'm like... I don't know, I'm getting Rayman 3 vibes, even though Rayman 3 didn't happen. I don't even think the first Rayman happened yet. Ugh. Alright. There we go. Okay, I failed to jump there. Looks like I'm a lot of trouble if I did. Alright. No, hope it's not lost though. I can probably do this. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to beat this well before we move on to Banjo-Kazooie. Alright, I haven't lost the Kong yet, that's good. Gotta worry about the jumps up here. There we go. It was that one down there that you had to get to. Oh well. Let's just get out of this level. I'll deal with it. Whoops, that was my bad. I'll deal with this better next time. Like, when I'm actually playing seriously and when I'm not dealing with delayed controls. This is the first time I feel like it's more or less their fault than it is mine. And even then, it's not because the controls are bad, it's just because, again, I shouldn't be playing this far away from my Switch, but that's what I get for playing all my fancy new stuff out there and leaving all my decrepit old stuff in here. Alright. That, and I think my room had better space for the mic output. But that's just me. Again, I always experiment with streaming stuff every time I go on here, and again, it's always a learning lesson. Like, I improve my quality both twofold, like with both the mic and the visuals, and alright, let's collect 20 stars now. Whoops, jumped off too early there. Alright. No, no, whoa, whoa, please. Oh, I couldn't salvage that. It would have been amazing if I was able to jump over those bees as well. What can you do, man? What can you do? Fine. Yep. Okay. No, no. That's not good. That's not good. Alright. Let's keep going out until I lose all my lives. Probably should not have jumped over that, but good thing I'm still hit. Right. Leap. 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 Okay, let's keep going. Let's leap. Okay, I know what I'm doing now, I think. No, I'm not. I don't. I definitely don't. I swear I think I died here. Even without the control issues, I think I died on this game more than I did any of the other Donkey Kong Country games. That could just be me. I want my holiday cheers though. I want to actually be having fun on Christmas, not sulk and mope. Alright. On a more positive note, it's very hard for me to get like super angry with a video game nowadays compared to like anything else. Like even when I'm stressed or frustrated, I can still kind of laugh it off compared to other things. Like there's other things to worry about in life more than just whether or not you're good at video games. I am gonna worry if I don't make any progress though. It's like it's not explosions hindering me in Perfect Dark, it's going to be sled riding in this game. But of course, again, I promise you if I do revisit this game, it's going to be much better than what you're seeing now. It's going to be a much more pleasant experience for everyone involved. The viewers, me, hope, yeah. But of course we're not there yet. I don't even know if we're going to be there for some time. Again, it just all hinges on having good controls for the situation, which I just seem to have bad luck with. And I don't need to do the bonus game again, but I'll do it anyways. Besides, we need more festive music going on right now anyways. Kind of like how it kind of feels like an actual Christmas song, but yet it's not. Like, it kind of has like the same sort of vibes you would get from them, but not again, not again, not again, not again. Okay, there we go. That was more like it. Let's see if I can get the coin here. And bam! There we go. Got it. Right. And there you go. That does it for that. And now we move on to Lips of Age. And this is kind of a tough level too because there's a saw coming up right, and it hurts to the touch. Because of course it would. So now you basically have to move your butt. Alright, come on. Come on, kitty. And I probably should have tossed him out of that, but it was me. Alright. I feel more comfortable about this, oddly enough. Yeah, the sledding dread made me dread it, but made me feel dread, but yeah, it's like, oh, giant saw cutting a tree in two. No biggie, and I am so slow on that. And that's not the controls that time, that is me. I am not picking up the bill fast enough. Again, I'm doing a really good job of accumulating lives as is, so it's not like I'm not too concerned about that. I just... Okay, phone? There, we got backup in case something goes south. Whoops. And there we go. Don't know if I'm gonna get to the bonus stuff in the stage. Probably not. Yeah, I probably am not gonna get to the bonus stuff, but that's just how it is. I am, okay. That's a nice change of pace. Yeah, we'll find the coin. And that gets sliced in two, which I did. Whoops. Okay, I need to really pay attention because the saw does not pause when you come back to the stage. And, whoops. There I go. I'll give it one more go, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to go check out the other world that got opened up. Need to do something productive this session. Okay. Gotta just hold on to you for insurance. Speaking of which, now it's just a bear coin. I didn't need to do that. At least I know where it is now. I thought it was strange that the buzz was over there, but I thought it was going to be something more extravagant, like access to a bonus area or something. Okay. I'm keeping on top of things this time. Pick up the barrel, kitty! Like, again, that's not the controller this time, that's just me being clumsy. And that's, again, me being clumsy, and get off the saw, Dixie, it's not a fun toy. Alright. I say we should go elsewhere and actually make some real progress. Alright, so... we'll be heading right over to Cotton Top Cove. Let's see if we can get more of this than we can elsewhere. And let's do Bowser's Blockade, the first underwater level. And like the soothing aquatic ambience from the first Donkey Kong Country, this paints a much more dreary and somber tone. As I think it does. Again, there's like a very dark vibe to everyone's music compared to Wise's that... It's kind of pity she didn't do music elsewhere for the, like, just those two games, and they're like, yeah, what's considered by some to be the worst of the Donkey Kong Country trilogy, and then you get this really obscure, kind of forgotten sports game, which of course it is, because Silicon graphics are not, it's a sports game. It's going to sell it regardless, and people aren't going to give it any extra attention because it has those graphics. Right, let's try this again from the top. Let's actually clear one more level before time's up. But I'm not going to rush myself, I'm just going to look carefully and... Bowsers, I believe, are those green fish I keep... Not those ones with the clown faces, those are called Cocos, I believe, but the ones jigging out of the holes in the coral. Whoops. Yeah. This is also why I'm kind of dreading the controls here, because, yeah, I'm not active now swimming, and that's causing some issues there. Can we go down? We can go down. I don't know if in God's in this level or not either, that doesn't help. But, yeah, look, more merry music. Can we find the coin? No, we cannot. Oh well. You can always do a bonus level immediately again, though, so... no harm, no foul. It's not like you lose anything for doing the bonus stuff, so... Okay, that is my fault. I am a broken record tonight, folks. Right. Here we go again. Let's find the coin. No, now that was the controller. That wasn't me. Alright. Let's, there we go again. Alright, just keep it up. That's good. No pauses and grab the coin and we're on our way. That's good. That's really good. Okay, let's just go upwards. Yep. Okay. Through the possible cave we go. I believe there's one point we can actually swim through the hole, but I don't remember where that is. It has to be a bigger hole though, not the ones that are coming out currently. I will also say this about Rare as a whole. They may not have been reinventing the gameplay of the various games. Like this is just another platform in a sense, but they did them astoundingly well. Like this is a really solid 2D platform, and the original Banjo-Kazooie and 206 and 2 are really good 3D platformers. And they also had the graphical prowess to make these games look pretty good. Like they're able to compress, like, turn render animations into sprites and compress them into a 16-bit cartridge, and they look really good, all things considered. Like, this is, again, the Donkey Kong Country games is a horror technological marvels, not necessarily because, I don't know, there's always been the thing though, it's kind of, in a way that's kind of sort of the whole spectacle aspect, because then Donkey Kong Country, for the SNES, the first game especially, was what Final Fantasy VII was for the PS1. They didn't reinvent or really change up the gameplay all that much, but they had a flashy reinterpretation of something that's like, Donkey Kong Country basically reinvented the world of Donkey Kong, introduced and basically turned him into a legacy character. Like, Frankie's the original arcade Donkey Kong, and the current Donkey Kong is either his son or grandson, depending on who you ask. It seems to go back and forth. They don't seem to be clear on what that is. They never have been. It's been like it since the rare days as well. And then you have Final Fantasy VII, which has a more futuristic, cyberpunk feel, oddly enough, at least I feel that way about it. And I'm not gonna play Final Fantasy VII anytime soon, but I've been playing it offline, of course, thanks to Smash Brothers and Sephiroth and whatnot. That's kind of the thing of itself with Smash Brothers. Whenever there's a announcement of something new in relation to Smash, whether it's a new game series or something I have but never really touched, I usually go and play it. Like, I've had Final Fantasy VII on my computer for some time, but I never really got into it. Even though, like, I like the Final Fantasy series as a whole, but I had too, like, everybody was talking about Final Fantasy VII all the time, and the translation, like, the graphics and the translation really turned me off, and this is somebody who played, like, 8 and 9 first, and I actually think, I can't play 8's a bit weak, but I liked 9 a lot. My favorite game of the bunch, honestly. And it's only because of Smash, and more specifically a translation mod that basically makes the translation a lot more passing, a lot more interesting, that I actually enjoyed the game. Because the original translation is arguably one of the worst amongst Final Fantasy's games, all things considered, at least in my opinion. What am I doing talking about Final Fantasy on Donkey Kong Country 3 though? I guess we actually make progress in the level. Now we go for the Rocket Barrel ride. And here's another weird concept introduced in DKC3 here. And that being the rocket barrels. Again, excuse me. And that's Crumple. This game's equivalent of a Crusher and Cruncher. Basically the big blue muscular Clemens that can only be taken out by the muscular character, or by tossing one Kong into it. It doesn't matter which Kong, it can be either one. This is kind of an amazing looking level, like with the waterfalls and going in and out of them. Again, it's kind of like one of the more visually appealing levels of Donkey Kong Country 3, to be honest. which again says a lot because I don't. Again, I think that there's some the levels themselves are kind of nice. I just don't care too much for the enemy designs or the character designs in general. At least the ones introduced in this game. Like Dixie's still cool, but again, that was. I really need to go into depth about what the staff member did this and that, because this is one that worked on a lot of stuff for, he did a lot of character designs for a bunch of Rare games. And while they're usually good, he's usually better suited to doing cartoonier character designs. Because he did like the character designs for like Donkey Kong Country games, the Banjo games, but then he also did designs for games like Killer Instinct and Perfect Dark Zero. That's gonna be a lovely thing to check out if we get that. Anyways, depending on how long it takes, this is probably going to be my last stop on the DKC3 Holiday Festivus. But, again, I think it's a really great game, and barring some smart nitpicks in there, I think it's a fun play. It's just that I did anticipate, I pushed my luck on how far I can get away with the Joy-Cons from the actual console. And it's not a pain to hook up elsewhere, it's just I didn't think I would have to hook it up elsewhere. I thought I could get away with using the Joy-Cons like from the other side of the house compared to like say the P60, but oh well. Live and learn. Hanging on the edge of tomorrow, live and learn, you may never find your way, whatever. Alright. Not all of it's the controller's fault. There have been times here where I've messed up. And that usually frustrates me less because, again, I can admit I made mistakes, but when it feels like it's slipping out of my control, then I get a little frustrated. Alright. And speaking of frustrating, there's the delayed barrel cannons, which has always been a thing, regardless of Joy-Con delay or not. Oops. Alright. God, I love those noises they make. Anything over here? Where's the owl? Okay. Let's see. Push my luck. Boing. And there we go! We're up on a spell. Incredible. Collect 20 stars. Can I do it? Probably not. Okay, I want to get down there and actually get the... Okay, I can still do this. Or not. That's my fault. I was trying to go in this direction, but it didn't want me to. We can try again, can't we? We can, but I'm going to have to fly my way down there. Yep, I can just do that. Simple walk around. Right, time to collect 20 stars. I'll try to. I'll have ornaments. Okay. I have to like push really far to the left or right to get those. Otherwise I just keep shooting straight upwards. Alright. We gotta continue, Bell. And I probably will finish the stage even if I die or not. Especially since I've gotten that far. Alright. Hello, kitty. May you never reappear again. And I just fell down. Oh, lovely. I guess I wasn't that far. Alright. Let's just go upwards. Right. This isn't too bad so far. Let's just not get hit by the buzz. Okay, I rushed it there. My bad. And is there anything of interest over here? Not really. Is there like a bunch of buzzes? A bunch of them. Okay, another Kong bell. I feel like I might have missed something, but whatever. Again, this is not a serious one. That's for another time, another place. I think over here is these guys. They look so ugly. Especially if you look at the official artwork, the actual detailed rendering pictures of them. Like, a lot of these enemies are just so atrocious. Except for Copter, because that's like the one enemy they decided should look Cool. I missed the pill a little bit, but oh well. Let's grab the G. I deserve a G. Slow down an F, and there's cog for you. Alright. Coins nearby, if that's over here. There's nothing to bounce it off of, so I have to think a bit more creatively. And here's how I'll do it, I believe. Like that! And we got the 10th DK coin. I think that's a nice salt round number to go. I could have just used that. That is a bit cooler though, I suppose. I actually had to use my brains there. And with that, I'll just call it a night with DKC free, but not a night for the stream as a whole. Good thing it's a safe cube nearby. Alrighty then. I'm just gonna save the game. I don't know if I'll come back to this file for the actual playthrough if we do this, but... Alright then. And with that, that's gonna be that for now, but I'm gonna take a small break, and when I come back, we're gonna be heading to Freezeezy Peak and Banjo-Kazooie. Don't go away. The worst is yet to come. And we're back! Now we're gonna showcase off a unique level from the original Banjo-Kazooie. Because, oh, lovely. Wasn't expecting that to happen. But anyways, we're gonna go showcase the 5th world of Banjo-Kazooie, Freezeezy Peak, because it's festive themed, it's holiday themed, and again, we're perfect timing Christmas. Another thing that helps with this too is that I was playing Banjo-Kazooie on the wayside casually off stream, and I made enough progress to actually get to this world. Not because I prefer the stream itself, but it's just like, oh, Freezeezy Peak's a holiday theme level. This should be good for the Christmas stream. So this is basically a bonus feature, and hopefully there won't be any technical difficulties with this one, but I'm not gonna play the rest of the game though, as cool as it is. But if you want more Banjo goodness, you can always tune in tomorrow for Banjo-Tooie, even though that's going to be on the 64. And here we go. We're going to Freezeezy Peak. And this one should be a blast. And as you can tell... Oh hey, it's Yuffie. Yuffie are going to give me so much grief in Tooie. But hey, just a few bears who want to get presents for Christmas, I assume. It's always Christmas in Freezeezy Peak, it seems. But yeah. Let's go downwards, and there's Boggy, who likes eating things he shouldn't be eating. And how do we take care of this problem? We'll see in a bit, but... yeah, this is a very jolly level. Even though there's a bunch of killer snowmen that wanted to make your life miserable. Alright, let's just go ahead and collect stuff here. Because, yeah, I am going to collect all the notes here. I am trying to get all stuff in this file, but... kind of wondering if I should have let it first instead of Tooie, but... that's okay, I love playing Tooie, and I think it's more interesting to do for the stream anyways. It's much more complex, which again isn't necessarily a good thing, but I don't have that move yet. Let me go get that move, the one I used to fight Mr. Patch in Tooie. Whoops. Not a big fan of how they tried to recreate some of the sprites and textures though, like the health icon looks so much cooler compared to how it looked originally. I guess they didn't save those vendors, otherwise they'd be using those. What can you... but... I wish I went the extra mile, but... whatever. Let's grab the ginger here. I still had the vendors too. They repurposed some of them for, like, the 360 release, so it's kind of weird. Anyways, let's go in and move some of the original Move Master bottles. And here we're going to learn the Beak Bomb attack. Go to attack for just about getting anything in these games. If there's a secret wall, Beak Bomb it. If there's a stop and swap mystery, Beak Bomb it. No, not really, but... there's only one move left after this, but... again, we're not probably playing this game either. We're just kind of showcasing the festive stuff. And the first festive thing I want to do is I want to Beak Bomb these snowmen. Whoops. I need to hit the hat to actually take these guys out, and I'm not doing that. It's kind of hard to get an idea of where to aim sometimes with this move. Which is why it's probably not so ideal for like the Mr. Patch boss fight or whatnot, but... there we go. That's one down. You can kill them all to get jiggy, and even so, they're annoying, and I think it's better that we get them out of the way as soon as possible so we can fully explore over to our heart's content. I think I might be able to finish most of this level, because unlike the worlds of Tooie, the levels in Banjo-Kazooie are much more simplistic in design. Which, for a lot of people, is a good thing, and I can see why. They're like fun little levels you can do a lot in. And I think... yeah, that's all of them. Let's go up and get that while we're at as well. Save ourselves some trouble. I'll at least try to. I don't know if I have enough feathers to get up there, but... And I think we will, but yeah, we will. Don't know about getting down, but getting up, yeah. And then there's the ice cubes, which we'll take care of. Let's get the Jiggy first. I miss that animation in Tui. When they actually, Banjo does a little dance to make it a Jiggy and then Kazooie eats it. That's so charming, and none of the other games brought back. You get a Jiggy, here's your little jingle, then just continue. I guess it breaks the pace somewhat, but it's also a bit charming in its own way. I'm also not a fan. That said, I'm also not a fan of how it seems like they use the texture for the blue eggs when it comes to like the blue font. Like you can see the spots on there that are from the eggs. They're also on the font there. All right, let's go down and let's check out what awaits us here. Oh, a present. Give me someone sad. All right, I'll do that. I'd rather give presents to sad children instead of, like, big presents to... Not big presents, fast food to these kids. Alright, let's go get the ginger over there. Collecting gingers is also much more simple. You just have to collect 5 in each level and get a Jiggy. And I actually prefer that here than I do in Tui, to be honest. This is going to take us the long way down, but it has notes on it, so I feel like I should get them. In the original version of Kazooie, the notes would reset every time you left a level, whether you exited or died, and you have to get them again. That's not the case in the 360 version, but when it first came out, there was a glitch. If you did the puzzles before you went to a world that had the notes in them, then the notes would be permanently lost and you couldn't 100% the game. It's been patched out, but a bit of a word of caution. If you want to play this, hold off the puzzles until you beat most of the game, because otherwise you might wind up losing another two and you won't be able to understand it. Alright. Again, what a very festive and what a very merry level. Probably the most winter holiday themed level in any Red game, to my knowledge. I specifically say Red game. It's not the only ice level, but it's the only one that like gives off like there's Christmas trees, there's presents, there's this big merry tune. And again, the music was so good they put in Smash Brothers and Alton. That's how great it is. All I knew was a sled. Down we go. Polar bears shouldn't be eating Jiggies. Only red Dweegles can. And this is the key difference between having good and bad controls, because I'm having a much better time already, because the V6 controller has a good range. Again, it's also hooked out in the living room, because I don't have an Xbox One OS X, so I'll just work with what I got here. But yeah, unlike the Joy-Cons, it seems like I have a lot more sway over what I can get with the 360 controller and the console itself. And so far, I've been having a blast. I've been able to play all of the games in the 360 no problem. And the only problem is from my performance more than anything else. And I got one of the witch switches there, which opens up a Jiggy and Gratilia itself. I don't know if I'll get that in this playthrough or not, but again, it's a lot to kind of figure, a lot to kind of take in. Now let's open this up, and let's try to. Can we? How do we open this up again? I thought it was just simply doing this. Yeah, there we go. It's the Twinklies! And you gotta protect them from the twinkling munches so they can light up the Christmas tree. And the Twinklies also come back in 2D in a bunch of mini games, but none of them Christmas themed. They're just kind of there. Dang it! What nasty little munches these guys are. It's like a similar mini game in Donkey Kong 64 where you have to protect banana fairies from the clock traps. But that's a nightmare compared to this. This isn't hard, you just have to keep track of where the munches pop up out of and how you stun them long enough to get the Twinklies over. But yeah, there we go. It's just only 4 left to get in there. We're 3 now. And they're getting in there just fine. Yep. I gotta stop that, and there we go. And now there's an on switch over there. And let's go and activate it. I don't know, Freezeezy Peak is such a charming level to go to. I think it's one of the few levels where I didn't feel like I was stuck when I was a kid. Like, I got spooked by Clanker's Cabin and Bubble Groove Swamp, but then I remember, like, liking Freezeezy Peak. But then, after that, there was Gobi's Valley and Man Masamashi was Super Cadet, and it became a nightmare again. Even though it's not nowadays, Banjo-Kazooie is pretty easy to deal with, all things considered, especially in comparison to Tui. That's why I'm here now instead of playing the whole game. Yep. We have one more thing left to do before we can get the Jiggy. This is probably the most complex Jiggy to get here, actually. But let's just... I do like how dynamic music is in the Banjo games, though, because since I turned the Christmas tree on, you can hear some chimes now, which is a nice, again, a nice little touch. Also, unlike the other 64 to 360 ports, I think there's not too much of a huge difference between the 64 and 360 versions to really matter. Higher quality and widescreen support is probably the only real reason to go for the 360 version. And replay for the Xbox One is cheap, and it can be played on the Series X console, so that's like $15. It comes with this, Tui, Perfect Dark, a lot of cool rare games, and again, if you have an Xbox One console and you like games like this, then get Rare Replay. Even if you have the Xbox Series X or S, it works on those too. And there's termites in this tree. Yep, all the presents like being in one backpacks. That's how you distribute backpacks. Not backpacks, that's how you distribute presents. I am slipping up so much, at least verbally. Not so much in the gameplay, I feel like I'm in the zone where I'm playing the Banjo games all the way now. I know what I'm doing here for the most part, but when I like do something like Perfect Dark or Donkey Kong Country, it's like I fritter in panic. I wonder if that says something about me, like, is this easy compared to those, or am I just better at the platformers? I don't know. Yeah, okay, let's go upwards. And there's the Jiggy. And there we go. Whoop, no, oh no, I just jumped over that, I guess. Okay, no, come on. Alright, there you go. And there's our first Jiggy in this level already. I'm making a lot of leeway. It's very easy to in the original Banjo-Kazooie. Alright, let's exit out. Let's exit out, and we'll do this, because that's fast. And now, let's go and continue to explore the level. It's kind of weird that it took me a year to beat this, and it's not because I thought the game was too hard back then, I just got terrified because the game spooked me when I was a little kid. As silly as that sounds. No, it's not. You're not even supposed to say that yet. Yet there's Waza. And he hates bears for some reason. I don't know why. But we can't do anything with him now. We're going to have to wait until later. But let's grab some notes while we're at it. Because there's still a bunch of stuff you can do right now as playing old Banjo and Kazooie. Alright. Can we fly around and see if there's anything we can find? Alright, big bomb. Oh yeah, there's a present over here. Let's go and grab that present. And yep, that's the last one I need to get. Okay, is that the last one? Yep, the last one. Let's grab some other stuff here first because there's so much to already check out. Alright, including another honeycomb, which we're getting a lot of those. Alright, there's another Jiggy we need to get that's related to the snowman. I missed the little ledge grabbing move from Cheery. I'm so spoiled by that. Let's go over here, I believe. Don't fall down on there. To get this next Jiggy, you gotta hit the buttons on the snowman. I have to wonder who made this. Like, did Boggy and his family make this or something? I If so, it must have taken a lot of time and effort to put up. Alright. Now there's a jiggy underneath where the snowman is, and let's go ahead and just gently go down there. Okay, and there's a limbo token. Those are always worth a laugh or two. I'm sure some of you know about that one VTuber that was like super obsessed with them or something. I don't know. I don't follow the VTubers community thing that much. It's like these Japanese girls with their little avatars playing old games, and like I guess one was super giddy about the member tokens going Ikam Bokum. I don't know. Not my thing, but if it means more people are aware of Banjo, that's great. Banjo-Kazooie in general was like really popular in Japan. Well, it and Chewy. I don't know about nuts and bolts, but it's kind of shows. It's like, well, it and Crash Bandicoot, like the game, Western game series that really made a stride there, and it's kind of incredible when you think about it. And I can kind of see why. I can see how those games have some charm that can be applied to a Japanese market. Alright, that's my progress here. 84 notes! Yeah, I'm making way more progress here than I would in any Banjo-Kazooie level by this point. I'm not even like halfway done with the stream. There's a 1-up over here. They got rid of the 1-up system in Chewy, and that's probably a good thing, honestly. You can't really die in nuts and bolts as well, but... Alright then. Okay, how many that's the jiggies I have overall, not just on the stage. 4 jiggies! I could have sworn there was ways to get a lot more, but I could be wrong. I didn't know that I have to do some exploration as a walrus later, and alright. But I want to go see if there's any notes I missed. I guess not. So yeah, it's walrus time. Alright, let's go and... Yes, that's down there, but I don't want to go in. It's freezing water. That's not pleasant. We could just fly over there, but I'm impatient. I want to get this done with it. That's another little thing I think is charming about Banjo-Kazooie. Pretty much everything can talk to you. Not really so much the case in Banjo-Tooie. Yeah, before we do the member transformation, he's only doing transformation in this game. Let's go ahead and grab some other stuff in here, like another Banjo. Let's grab the notes in here. Yeah, we already have 90 notes. We almost have all the notes here now. And here, let's do this transformation. On the one hand, I prefer getting one global over like a certain amount of member tokens. On the other hand, there's a charm to like picking up the member tokens like the Ikam Bokum thing. Again, girls in Japan like it. I guess I should like the Ikam Bokum too. Anyways, a lot of the transformations in the original Banjo-Kazooie are kind of like you transform into this to get access to that. They don't really do much. Like they just basically permit you to do things like access certain areas and stuff Banjo normally couldn't get to. It's a bit more of a dynamic. Like there's actually only like 2 of the transformations have any actual abilities of merit, like the crocodile and the bee transformation in this game. Whereas in 2E, they may be a little somewhat situational, but you could do a little bit more of the transformations there. Like they all have, like the only transformation that kind of comes off like that, like the TNT and the van so far. But I think every transformation has a little bit more use to it compared to the ones in 2E. Not 2E, Kazooie. Even then, but not that much. But yup, one, we need to be a Wallace so we can race Boggy over here. He wants to race Wallaces for some reason, not necessarily bears or birds right now. He will later though. But yeah. Yeah, it's a slalom race against Boggy, and it's actually a bit tricky. It's probably one of the harder aspects of Banjo-Kazooie. Most of them are just a wild minigame in my opinion. I can always do that on my first go, no problem. But the sled race, this can be tricky even if you know what you're doing, because Boggy is deceptively fast here. See, he's already overlapped me and he messed me up here. And there's no rubber banding either. If you make a mistake, you're probably gonna lose unless you know how to take advantage of shortcuts and whatnot. Let's see if we can do it. I may not. That's no big skin off my back if I can't. Alright, here we go. Over here. Up the rooftop. Down here. Right, let's go. Yeah, Boggy catches up over here, and again, it's going to be very hard to overtake him. Possible, but tricky. And the music's kind of dynamic here. It gets faster or slower depending on how far away you are from him. I think we'll be able to do it. Yeah, we'll be able to do it. Oh, here we go. That does it. And that gets us one of two Jiggies off him. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be seeing the other race against him. To do the other race, you need to have Banjo-Kazooie. But he's so fast, you need the speed shoes, which you can't get in this level. You have to get him in Gobi's Valley. And this is peculiar because it's like the only time in the whole game where you have to backtrack. Every other time you can get all the Jiggies in one go if you know what you're doing. All the notes Jinjo's Jiggies, you can get them all in one go if you know what you're doing, except for this level. You have to go to get a move in Gobi's Valley to fully complete this level. So unfortunately, we're not going to get all 10 Jiggies in this playthrough. But I got another Jiggy there, and we can check out the inside of Woz's cave. And he's happy to see us. But let's go down here because there's something he has that we can't get otherwise, or at least not without major risks to us. So we can go in here, and there's another honeycomb. Just come up here, and then... Yep. There's 2 honeycombs per level, or I guess 3. Did the other one not pop up? I don't know. I might have missed 1 or 2 when playing through the game, but they're very easy to find. It's not much of fun. And I'm not gonna 100% this on stream anyways. I think it's too easy a pick for a streaming game. I kind of go for the more outlandish picks, which is probably to my own detriment, but I want to play games that I enjoy. First of all, I enjoy Banjo-Kazooie, but I think there's more fun to be had in showing Tui off to an audience. I think everybody in the grandparents knows about Banjo-Kazooie. I missed a note. I am going to be paranoid if I don't get that note. No, again, it's just... Alright. Don't want to spend too much time dilly-dallying about... Probably... Maybe you might have probably seen why I missed it, and... They don't need to tell me, but... I'm just looking around. Okay, I'm not too worried about it. I'll find it with Banjo if need be. Alright, there we go. Alright. Changing back now. You don't need me in number tokens or anything like that. That doesn't hurt. And it's okay. Let's get the boots to walk over safely, because wearing boots apparently protects you from cold somehow, but they don't last too long apparently. That's interesting. Alright. We're gonna go back into the Lost Cave with Banjo-Kazooie. Because otherwise, we can't do much of anything. Alright. Just double checking, making sure I didn't miss anything, and oof, that was cold. Right. Yeah, Boggy's gonna do it in the second race, we can't do it just yet. Probably not gonna do it on this stream, I'm afraid. Alright. Did I miss this note up here? I'm not too worried about it. If we don't come across it, that's fine. If we do, that's cool as well. But anyway, let's go give Boggy's kids their gifts. One for you. You don't. Yep. Now super happy. y'all are happy and silly now, but later you're gonna be real headaches and Tui. Yeah, let's jump too. Yeah, wee! 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 No Mrs. Buggy here for some reason. Probably a good thing though. Alright. What else do we have to do here? Okay, I know how I get one of them, but... kind of forgot what the one of them is though. Like, you get one from the genders, you get one from the second race. I forgot where the other Jiggy is. Okay, I'm gonna go double check the tree for notes. I don't think I missed any, but I wouldn't have to look. Oh, it's not in the tree. Very possible I did. But... nope, I didn't. Besides, it's nice to be inside a giant tree for the ornaments. Alright. Let's get going. Let's try to remember where the other Jiggy is, too. Right. I think it was where one of the snowmen were, actually. I could be wrong about that, but... so slushes is what they were called. But... okay. Okay, let's go ahead and get the stuff from, Waz's cave. And, yeah, don't be bombed randomly, otherwise you bump into a wall and that will happen to you. In both games. And as you can see, Waz is less than afraid to see me. So let's just take the Jinjo and get out there. And oh, look at that! There's a shiny ice key in the back. I wonder if it'll have any purpose in this game. Probably won't. And I'm not going to be getting it regardless. Alright, just doing a bit of routine checkup. I'm trying to remember where the one Jiggang list was. Like, it's very hard, like, maybe I'm discovering, but yeah, I am collecting random number tokens. I am, alright. Let's grab the health up here, that will help. Yep. Back to full health. Go and check out and see if, like, maybe I'll get an idea of where. I think I know where it is actually. I think it's in the pipe up here. Let's go and get it. Oh, there's the extra note too. 2 bits of 1 stone. Cool. Yep, the Jiggy's in the pipe up there. I just remembered, and it was a good thing I was just coming over here too. And, yep. And unfortunately, that's as much progress as I can make right now, at least as far as Freezeezy Peak goes, because... wouldn't you know it? Whoa! Whoa, don't fall down again. Again, we can't do the one minigame. Actually, you know what? We have plenty of spare time. Let me see if I can go in the Gobi's Valley long enough to learn the move and then come back here and do the second race. Because why not? We can at least do that, can't we? Let's also get the Witch Switch Jiggy. And yeah, that's another thing I don't like about this. Whenever you open up a level and you go into it, enemies from that level will start appearing when Toad's there, which means that so Slush has shown up. Never mind, we need the boots for everything. I should have known. Oh well, I can access Gobi's Valley right now. I'm not going to do anything in there except get the shoes, but... again, we have plenty of time to spare, so why not? Again, if the levels in the turning move like this, we'd probably be near the end of the game already, but... that's fine. I kind of like Tune for what it is. Whoops and all. I'm not going to put the boots on, I'm too lazy. Dip Sand Deals. Hey there. Hey, Wintilda. I don't want to bother with you right now. I don't want to spend my Christmas in Gobi's Valley, so I'm just gonna book it for the move and nothing else. It's the last time I'm doing the whole game too, so yeah. No notes, no jiggies, no nothing. I'm just gonna go straight for the move. Which I believe is over here. I could be wrong. Oh, it was. There it is. Yep. Tell me how each wisdom bottles. The running shoes. And yeah, I got an achievement because I'm using a new profile for my 360 recording. But yep. I learned every single move in the first Banjo-Kazooie, and yep. Let's get out of here, let's go back to Freezeezy Peak. Let's clean up loose ends there. Let me double check something too, just because I'm getting a little nagging feeling. Okay, I got them all there. I must remember the loop slump. I don't know where. Like, no, I forgot where the honeycomb and loop slump was, but that's not for this stream. That's for me to do on my own time. Alright. Don't hate this stage, but I need to go and do other things like that, so goodbye. Now I'll put the boots on, because, yeah. And yeah, those beetles from the level are not gonna show up too, whatever. I got better things to do right now. Okay. That's harsh, but kind of apt in a way. Alright. I'm probably gonna go and get the Juki out here first, because that's probably the most problematic Juki. That's probably the worst switch Juki to get in the game. The one here. Because you have to be precise. Okay. Let's jump up here. Let's go over here. Does that still slush overthrow anything now? I don't know if it does or not. I don't want to test that. There's a number token. Don't need those right now, but they will come in handy later, so good thing I am collecting them. Okay. And that brings that up, but you only have such a short time to get to it, and you definitely need those shoes to get to it. Because you have very little time to approach it. Because then it breaks almost instantaneously afterwards. And you need this to get to the Jiggy up here. Alright, there we go. Just don't lose the power and just fly upwards. All the way up here, and there you go. We got another Jiggy, and let's go and get the one in the actual level now and conclude it. Right, let's just get down, not get hit, and yep, let's clean up Freezeezy Peak. Let's go find Bongi and let's go race him. There's also the Chargeman Ken mashup guy also did a mashup of this in Chargeman Ken as well, but I don't have that on hand, and like the Minecart one, largely because I didn't bother. Alright. Let's do this again. Right, and yep, he's much faster, and you need the running shoes. And if you fall into the lake, you basically lose the whole thing. Let's not do that. Let's actually go lightning fast. And I can't get ahead of him because he's a bit too thick for my like. Alright. There you go. Onwards. Do the slalom flags. And yep, so far so good. Buggy is the fast one though. And he overtakes me, and he even... Wow, wow. What a punk. Alright, we can do this. We can do this. This is not Mary. This is actually less stressful on my hands. Right. And there we go! And that does it for the entirety of Freezeezy Peak, and I have lots of time to spare. Stop looking at this. I gave your presents, you deadbeat dad. Take a hike. Yep. We got all the Chiki's hands. Banjo and Kazooie wins! Alright. So, what do I do to kill the time? I don't know. I don't have anything else inherently Christmas themed on me right now, I'm afraid, or Kwanzaa themed or even Hanukkah themed. I just... Why am I going back in the cave? I don't know. Like, I really don't. But I've already spent plenty of time here, I have nothing else to do here. I just figured this was a nice little bonus. I'm not going to go back to DK3 right now, not with the controller issues I was having there. But, let's stuck there. Let's, go up here. And, I don't know. Maybe I can showcase those, wacky puzzles. Like, even if it messes up my save file, I'm not too worried, because I can always do another one. Gotta showcase something, I suppose. But yeah, we'll just make our way back. Which shouldn't be too terribly hard to do. Into the warp cauldron. Into the warp cauldron. And yep. Gonna go back and check out the bonus puzzles, I guess. For another reason than I have like 15 minutes left and I gotta do something. It seems to be the thing whenever I play a Banjo game. I have extra time on my hands to do something else, and I just kind of dilly-dally by going back to the beginning of the game, so to speak, and... Yeah, hey look, it's Spiral Mountain in the original Banjo-Kazooie, and look how much more serene and peaceful it is compared to how broken down and destroyed it is in Chewy. And this is the... yeah... And then you have, like... the Spiral Mountain and Nuts and Bolts, which is kind of basically a continuation of the 2 one, but everything's decrepit and old and broken down even further. Alright. Inside Banjo's house. And, yep, let's go and do the puzzle, portrait puzzle. Yep. Found the secret moving picture game. Apparently, in the earlier versions of Banjo-Kazooie, at least as far as back as when this house was put in, the person in the portrait was actually Donkey Kong. Like, Donkey Kong was going to be giving you the puzzles, but I guess for whatever reason they changed it to Bottles, and I guess it works out in retrospect since Rare doesn't own the rights to Donkey Kong, so they would have made the bot even messier than it was. Apparently somebody at Microsoft thought they were actually buying out Donkey Kong, which is silly, but whatever. As you can see, the puzzles in Jookie Wookie's Temple and Tui are kinda a lot like these ones, except these ones are actually a little bit more complex. You also have less time to do the puzzles here compared to the ones you can do in that game. And like I said, it starts out simple enough as it right here, like it's not that complex, but watch as I do the other puzzles. Consider this my little extra Christmas gift, like a gift on top of the gift, I suppose. And to make up for how terrible my DK3 stuff was. Yep. And then it gives you cheat codes every time you do them, which change the size of Banjo's body parts. I think this one changes the size of his head. Could be wrong. Let's do another one. Again, I'm not too worried about this supposed glitch. Yeah, we were just there. We were just at, this place. Yeah. And it's just a bunch of dilly-dallying on behalf of the person playing these little demonstrations, but... It's kind of a cool little effect of having the moving puzzles within the puzzles. Like I said, it makes it much... It's very creative, in my opinion. Alright. Okay, let's grab this. Oops. Okay, this goes here. This goes here. No, not there. Here. This goes here. I think a nice piece of advice for these is that you should always try going for the ones that, you should always go for the pieces that have, like, banjo out in them, like in the center of them. So, okay, is it there? And there's the second puzzle done. That should be able to do all of them now. I think Ball's Bonus 2 changes the property of his backpack, I believe. Again, I could be wrong about all this, but... This is the one that can mess up your notes if you haven't patched it, which I believe I have. You use the right stick or the C buttons to flip the puzzle pieces. This is when they start getting a bit more complex. Like so. You have less time, and again, you have to take into consideration having to flip and rotate the pieces now. But it's nothing too terribly hard. You just have to keep a good idea of where they are, what position they're at, and the moving stuff in the background can make it better or worse. And whoever's playing this has a lot of health, it seems. Like a lot of health. Alright. Let's take care of this. Get that. Yeah, this guy's getting ripped a lot. Like, Banjo's getting a beating here. And he should be dead by now, but he's not. This is kind of peculiar, but... Alright, let's do another puzzle. And this is in Click Clock Wood, which we're still far away from doing. Right. And he's making weird slipping noises. Like the weird squirrel he is. Right. I will note there is actual slowdown on these parts when playing on the 64, so that if you're like a big fan of these puzzles and you don't want slowdown, don't play that version, but otherwise, there's no real harm in doing the 64 one, but again, it's cheaper to get on... Not necessarily cheaper to get on the 360, but cheaper to get on Xbox One Series X, I should say. Alright. Take it nice sweet time, because, again, this is not terribly hard. Alright. Not the first rare squirrel. I guess he's not the first, because Conker was in Diddy Kong Racing. But, alright. Let's take care of that. And this, and... Yep. That's... this puzzle. Okay, I believe the third cheat affects the limbs, the hands, and the fourth cheat affects the feet. And this is the first annoying puzzle in my opinion, because you actually... They make it so all the time, all the time when it's super long in this version. So I remember the time getting shorter with each passing puzzle. I don't know if they changed that or not. And you're being up on tails who didn't do anything too. But you have no excuse to be up. They're not playing any notes on medleys, they're just sitting there. And this is the Tip Top Choir, led by Tip Top himself. You saw him briefly in Banjo-Kazooie at Jolly Roger's Bay. We're hopefully going to see more of him when we get there, but again, that's for later. Again, I always, maybe it's my youth play. Maybe it was me being young and stupid, but I remember these puzzles being a lot more trickier than they are here, but... Yep. I think that one affects the body. I could be wrong. Supposedly one more. This one's at Mad Monster Mansion. And, yep. In the original 64 version, this is kind of cool because it kind of gives you, in a way, it kind of gives you a preview of the levels you can see in the future. Which, you know, I guess the puzzles in 2 you do too, because those are the levels you're going to be going to if you can beat the puzzles, so... Alright. It's going to be done here. Yeah, right here. Looks like the puzzle's starting to get to me. Okay, this should be right here. And there's a picture of old Black Eye himself. He's drunk at Jolly Roger's Bay because his dream never came to fruition. Bear Straw is glory. Okay, this should be that. You have to twist the puzzles pieces a bit more, which I guess adds to it. But go up the ginger already. Jeez. Alright. So we have that. And he claims this is the last one, and this code makes all of Banjo's body huge. But, nope, there's one more. And this one is kind of the most fun cheat code you can get out of this puzzle game. So let's give it a whirl. This is also the hardest one too. You have a time limit for this one. Yep, you have 25 less seconds to solve this one. Can we do it? I believe we can, but I could be wrong. Oops, that's too high. Goes there. This goes here. Again, I'm kind of overtly familiar with the workings of the original Banjo-Kazooie so much. That's also why I didn't want to stream it, because I've played this way more than I have Chewie, and there's more fun to be had for me there, at least from a streaming perspective. Alright. Not doing a bad job so far. So I don't know what I was saying, I also drag these puzzles out too, just because I wanted to see what the level was like. Because these demonstrations last for a pretty long time. Like, I waited till the last second to see what happened in voila. I'm not gonna do that here though, but yep. And that takes care of that. And that's the last puzzle. And we get this last cheat code, which is Wishy-Washy Banjo. And it's probably the most unique and fun cheat code, which I am gonna go and test it out as one last thing for the stream. I'm not gonna do much with it, but I'd like to showcase it for you. Let's just make our way back up there. Hello, Topper. Hello, Ball. Hello, Collywobble up there. I don't remember what those rock guys are called, but I remember the names of the flying vegetables who are just kind of there because why not? This is the Banjo-Kazooie. This is the game where everything has googly eyes on them. This is the game that kind of personified it. What doesn't have a googly eye? Such a trademark that ukulele turns them into enemies, I guess. Okay. Let's see. We're almost there. We just have to make a few more steps there. I guess I could forgo it. I don't have much time left anyways, but why? It's not too much trouble. I've done worse. I've had worse ways of cutting things out. So let's get down here. And alrighty, there's the crustacean snippet, I should say. But I don't care, Grunty. Let's go and showcase these cheat codes. Like, we need to go patch up the bucket again. We always have to do it every time we come here. They didn't change that for some reason. Yep, I get it. You need to be patched up. I'll just plug some eggs into you. And that should be that. Alright, so let's go inside now. And let's enter the cheat code. Let's take care of this thing first. Alright. W. Okay, it's not that. You can't mess up the cheat code, but... Wish. There's the Y. There's the Y. Wish. Wah. Wah. Yeah, this is an educational show now. Was. 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 Wash. Washy. Wishy-washy. Ba. Ba. Bam. Banj. Banjo. Wishy-washy Banjo. And Balls is amused. And yep, this turns Banjo into a giant washing machine. Nope. Nope. It's a purely cosmetic skin. He behaves no differently than he would normally. It's a nice little Easter egg, and it's kind of a fun, goofy little thing to have. They play the whole game as a washing machine, which is silly. But yeah, it's just nothing wrong with the skin here. But we may or may not see this again in the next game, so who knows. Just gotta show off a little bit here. And I don't really care much for the game over screen, so I'll just pause it, and I'm gonna do the game over screen, off screen. I don't want to see you guys check it out. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this train wreck of a stream. I thought I was going to do Birthday Kissy Free, but that's the works. Anyways, I felt much better doing Freezeezy Peak of Banjo-Kazooie. But anyways, Merry Christmas. For those who've already celebrated, I hope you had a happy Hanukkah, and I hope you will have a good Kwanzaa if you celebrate that. Happy holidays overall. Please stay safe, take care of yourself, cherish your loved ones, your friends, your families. I'll be back tomorrow with more Banjo goodness in the form of Banjo-Tooie on the original 64. And then, again, Wednesday, it will be more Perfect Dark, and maybe with my brother again this time. But anyways, take care, and Feliz Navidad!